Brighton face Everton this weekend over in the EPL, with both teams likely being a little disappointed with their opening day performances last weekend. Everton losing to newly promoted Leeds. The first time a newly promoted team coming up from the Championship has won an opening day game in almost 20 years, while Brighton threw an almost guaranteed 3 points away late as Fulham's Rodrigo Muniz broke Seagull Hearts with a 97th minute injury time equaliser to salvage a draw for the Cottagers in that one. Before we get into a best bet for this game, however, I just want to remind everyone of Wager Talk's Buy September, Get August completely free deal going on right now. A bumper package hitting that, one of the busiest times of the year. College football, NFL right around the corner as well. European football seasons in full swing also, and so on. So it's all kicking off right now, and the sooner you lock that deal in, the bigger the savings you make. So make sure and grab that special offer before it expires early next week. Return to the best bet for this one, and I like Brighton here inside the first half to win and cover on Sunday against Everton. For those of you who've been following me for a while now, you know I like to target those first half lines in particular. In the EPL, they're generally, much softer than full game lines, and, it must be working as well. Number one in EPL last season, started off with a 5% winner last weekend. Also in that Fulham-Brighton game, first half under, which finished 0-0 at the break. And I've got another 5% EPL first half release for this weekend's fixtures also, so make sure and join me for that. But in terms of this game, like I said, I like Brighton here inside the first half to win and cover on Sunday. The line's going off at a straight pick'em right now, minus 120 on that. And I think that's great value in all honesty. Everton are moving into their new stadium this weekend. Their first Premier League game inside the new ground, and that will no doubt dampen the atmosphere somewhat here, as Goodison Park was such an iconic stadium to begin with. Tough place to play for teams, always kind of raucous type atmosphere inside that ground as well. And grounds kind of lose that when teams are forced into these new Premier League standards, premium seat and hospitality boxes and so on. They kind of lose that rawness. So there's a good chance that the new Hill Dickinson Stadium might take a bit of time to bed in here for Everton, if indeed it ever does. So that's a slight negative for the Toffees here, in my opinion. And even more than that, when Everton were playing at Goodison Park last season, they weren't all that effective to begin with. The Toffees scored just one counter-attacking goal all season at home last year. Absolutely woeful attacking record on their own home turf. They own the joint fourth highest set-piece conversion rate at home to make up for that. But that stat alone shows you how little Everton actually created from counter-attacking and open play situations. Even more concerning for Everton in terms of this bet is that only two teams in the entire league last season had a higher failure to score right at home inside the opening 45 minutes of games than Everton managed, which really doesn't inspire you with a ton of confidence here that they'll suddenly be able to turn on the artillery here inside a new stadium. So I expect Brighton to get the job done here on Sunday. Especially early on. The Seagulls ranked 5th in the league last season in first half away form based on points per game. So, this is a dangerous team inside the opening 45 minutes of games, and they proved that last season up in Liverpool. Smashed Everton 3-0 up in the Northwest. Could have been 4 as well, only for that disallowed goal right at the end. So Everton look thin squad-wise to me. They don't look particularly settled either. So give me Brighton on the road here on Sunday inside the first half of the straight pick'em line. Right now, price minus 120 currently to win and cover against Everton in match day 2. That'll do it from me anyway. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. In terms of your own score predictions and results for this game, be sure to like the video if you've enjoyed the free content so far. And if you're interested in even more Premier League betting breakdowns, I'd encourage you to check out my article over in the Wager Talk news section right now about this upcoming weekend's games. Got Leeds versus Arsenal on there, Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace as well. So plenty of information to sink your teeth into. As always, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Always appreciated. And until next time, Slán Bhfuil, best of luck on all your bets.